Hey Giants, it's another great day in math. Today is a little different. We're going to take a look at this, and this is what we call the coordinate plane. And it's made up of two intersecting lines. I've made them green, so they'll stand out a little bit. The first line you need to know about is called the x-axis, and there is always going to be a little x on it somewhere. It is a horizontal line, and it has numbers on it. All right? And those numbers are fixed distances, sort of like numbers on a ruler. All right? The second line is perpendicular, and we call that the y-axis. And it is like the x-axis. It has fixed numbers at a fixed distance on it. And these numbers and these lines and how it's all set up, it's called the coordinate plane. And there's actually 4 sections, 4 quadrants. In 5th grade, we just deal with this one. It's called quadrant 1. All right? And so we're going to be looking at some of these stickers, and Miss Cruz is going to be asking you how to find them. And we find them by looking at the x-axis first and the y-axis second. But before we start, I need to put something very important right here. And that's called the origin. It's not an O, it's a 0. The origin is, do you know what the origin means? The origin is where something starts, where it originates. We get that word original, origin, originate. So where something begins, and we always start at the origin when we are working on the coordinate plane. Okay? And this is where the x and the y-axis intersect. So, are you ready? I think we're about ready to go. All right, so we are going to look for ordered pairs. And they're ordered because they have a specific order. They are in the X, Y order. Sort of like you can remember that the alphabet, X comes before Y. So we are going to look, these are a pair of numbers that we are going to locate a specific place, here in this quadrant by using our ordered pair. So the first number we use is the X number. Okay, and I'm just going to put my X, comma, Y above my ordered pairs. All right, so let's see. Well, I need to find the pencil. So we go to our first number, which is our X number, and we see our pencil is here, and we know that if we start at the origin, we see our pencil is right here, and we follow this line straight down, it's going to land on what number? And that is our first number. We come over to 3 because 3 is right here. Yeah? You see that? Okay. Let's take a minute. Start at 0, come over to 3, and if we go straight up, we're going to land on that pencil. So 3 is our first number here in our ordered pair. Alrighty? Now we want to know how high up we go. So we look at, and we walk across, and we look at the y-axis, and it's on a 1. So 1 is the second digit, the second number in our ordered pair. Okay? So if Miss Cruzy were to ask you, hey, how do I locate the pencil? You say, oh, Miss Cruzy, go to the right, 3. If this was a direction, I would say go east 3 blocks, right? Because east is always to our right on the map. And then go north 1 block, because north is always up or away from us on a map. All right? All right, it's my shiny smiley. So let's try the flower. See my flower right here? So the first thing is what? My X number. So I need to start at the origin, come over and see that see this 1, it lines up with my flower. See how that works? So 1 is my X number, and I'm going to go all the way up to the flower and then come straight across. And what is that? Yep, it's a 3. So, and know that just like in division that's not commutative, you can't switch those numbers around. If these numbers are in a different order, you land in a completely different place on this quadrant. Okay? So the pencil is at 3, 1, and the flower is located at 1, 3. Alrighty? Hey, let me pause the video for a second and see if you can find the fish. The fish. Awesome. Alright, did you find it? Did you start at the origin? Come over to 2 and say, hey, that number 2 line goes all the way up. So that's right, 2. And then we come over to the y-axis and it's 5. So the ordered pair for the fish is 2, 5. Now, the smiley face. I'm going to pause the video. This is a little tricky, but I think we're going to pause the video and talk about smiley face. Okay, kiddos, you have an understanding of what's happening here between the 4 and the 5? It's a benchmark fraction, isn't it? Yeah. So it is 4 1/2. We go 4 1/2, and then we can go up to the smiley face. So let's put 4 1/2. And then if we take the smiley face all the way over, right here, and it's halfway between the 2 and the 3, so it would be what? Start at the origin, 1, 2, and 2 1/2. Awesome. Okay, so that's just kind of the basics. We're going to take some more time today and practice this with our own worksheet. But that's the basics of the X, Y axes, ordered pairs, the coordinate plane, and it's a beautiful day in math. All right, Giants, I'm so glad you're here.